it's just some hardship, So these are kind of elements that I deal with as an action director, aside from the difficulties that I deal with as an actor. They're both quite demanding and challenging.
So on the subject of hardships, what's been the worst injury you sustained on a film?
Oh, it's not about one injury or two injuries. I have, in the smash couples, at the end when I fought this guy, he did a kick and I flew off the boxing ring and I hit the wall and bounced back the wall and hit the ground. Right? I was young and I wanted to prove myself and I told I can do it in one take, right? And then you need some math, and I kind of offered. And I said, no, Matt, just follow. You can't just follow and see you on the ground. I said, give me any pad. I said, just give me one knee pad. And, of course, I was killing myself, but I did the shot. Yeah, I don't tell my son to do that anymore. Anyway, so I've looked at dislocated shoulder. My shoulder is deformed now. The one side is bigger than the other. In fact, I just went to the MRI today. Not from that injury, obviously, but since from every movie you have these kind of injuries, accidents, wear and tears, and no matter how tough you are, you can't fight against gravity, right? So we all get older. So I live with a pain 24/7. I don't sleep well at night. I have problems sleeping. One, because I have problems sleeping. Second is I have a lot of pain. So I literally have to use a pillow and rest my arm. Because it gets very stiff. I can't stay in one position for all night long. So these kind of, I have so many injuries that I can't go through each of them, but like twice almost blinded, 6 stitches left side, white stitches lower, twice with Jet Li, another time with just Hitman 3, again, with blinded me again. I will share with this story. I don't want to move all over the place, but since we have limited time, I'd like to share these kind of special moments in my career with you guys, and I think it's really interesting. My first, I guess, really like a cut, legal injury I had was once upon a time in China with Jet. What happens at the end, I had this fight with him, and there was a shot where he spun around and hit me in my face, and I was supposed to block it. And Yumo Ping was the director, action director, and Sherlock was the director. And we kept doing this take because the camera was on my face, or close up, and he wanted me to block the strike before reacting away from the camera. So after about 20-something takes, all of these directors are crazy. more power hitting, And the last take, the staff that was supposed to hit right and center across missed it. And I placed my stick right here, and the stick kind of missed it. So the end of that stick hit me right on the left eye, and I went, boom, And I saw stars, right? And then I felt like I placed my hand immediately on my eyebrow. And I said, this is exactly what I did. And I went like this. Blood was splashing.
Oh.
Like in a movie, right? In a movie. Splashing. Can somebody call the ambulance? So I was in the ambulance, 6 stitches. J-Hawk and Yumo Ping, they all got panicked. You're right, I'm okay. Just take you in the hospital. So I had 6 stitches, like, call me, rest, take it easy, I'll shoot something else. Great, I'll take a rest. J-Hawk called me the next morning, how are you feeling, Don? I said, I'm feeling good. Can you come in and shoot a couple shots? How am I supposed to shoot shots when I have all these stitches and badges on my left shot, my eyes, right? I'll shoot your right eye. So there's a shot, side profile of me in Once Upon a Time in China, where I was actually bashed up on left eye. That was my first eye injury. Now the second one was Dragon Tiger Gate. You know, at the end when there's a desert storm and I sunk down to the sand, right? And I held my sword and I kind of, those movies you can do anything, right? You cut through the whole sand, the ground, right? So what happened was we didn't have any money to. There was no CGI now. You talk about no CGI, right? There was no CGI back then. And we had the martial art choreographer had to build kind of build out of these woven like that material where you can put sand on top of it, but it's not heavy enough to sink it, right? So what happened was they built a time board and then this area where I was supposed to cut through, and then take all the razor blades on the side away from the camera on the blade of my foot. And then it's done. So we spent 3 hours building this. We had 3 cameras. What I want you to do is just 1, 2, 3 and cut through it, right? Alright? Okay, 1, 2, 3, cut through it. 1, 2, 3. I went halfway and I got stuck and the sword hit me back. Boom!
Ooh.
Boom! Hit me right my eyes again. Boom! And everybody stopped. Now at that time, for continuity, because I already fought all the stars, right? And I had a cut from one of the slash, like it was a fake blood on one eye, right? He said, you have 2 slashes on face, the other one's real. So I literally hit myself so hard it cut. What happened was when they built it, because they wanted to rush it and the director was calling, hurry up, and they only built half of these cardboards where I was able to cut through the other half. It was impossible to cut through because it was woven, right? So it was impossible to cut through. So another 6 stitches, right? So from then on, those 2 injuries, I knew that if every time I get hit in the eye, that movie's going to be really big hit because those movies became box office. Now wait. Now when I did Hero with Jet Li, after 10 years reunion, I fought him and we were fighting. This is long take shots. We both were really older now and we were talking. It's like, 10 years ago you did this. You're laughing. About 10 years later, what are we going to do? What are we going to give back to the audience after 10 years of reunion? I said, let's just try and make the shots perfect, right? There's a shot where the camera followed me, I'm holding spear and he's holding sword, and at the end of that move, he's supposed to be like on top of the rail, and we're supposed to just kind of pause at that edit point, and him poking at me with a sword and me blocking, right? After 20-something takes, the last take
Hit in the eye.
hit me. Boom! Boom! And then, again, Jeff is like, there's blood. There's blood. And I said, hold it. Give me a mirror. Of course, Tang Yimou, very famous director from China. Oh, we're really panicking. I got injured here. All this wow. The makeup woman came rushing in. I took the mirror, I looked at myself, blood splashing on my eyes. I said, yeah! This movie is going to be a blockbuster! Guess what? That's what happened to me in 8 1. And 8 3. And look what happened to 8 1 and 3.
So it's actually funny that you mentioned mismatched couples, because it kind of comes full circle, because back in the 1980s, I'm not sure if many of you are aware, the Royal used to be a Chinatown cinema. And they used to have double bills here. How many people came here during those days when it was the Golden Princess? And guess what film showed here? Mismatched couples.
I don't know why you guys like that film. Every time I look at that film, you know, you know why? I'm always put on the spot. It's like, he thought if you still do the moonwalk and all that stuff, you know, I thought, I can't spin on my head anymore.
All right, we've got limited time, so let's have some questions from the audience. If you project, speak very loud, so here, yes, you.
So my question is more of like a two-part question, so I hope Dr.
Those deadly two-part questions, be good.
Yeah, don't worry, I'm not trying to stall, so it's okay. So my first question is, so obviously you've been making a lot of movies, and so I was thinking, how do those movies relate to you as a martial artist? So like, how are your characters in the movies relate to you yourself and your philosophy?
Well, most of you, I hope, you know, has been following my career in my films. You can see, I think, I never separate myself as who I am as a person to what my performance is on screen. You know, I think a true actor always uses life experience and reflect that through your character. And I truly believe in that, especially the whole Yen Man franchise. As a family man, as a father, and a husband, and I try to live by these values and then come across. Certain films I don't take. These roles I don't take anymore because I think filmmaking and movie making movies in general is such a powerful platform that I think as an entertainer, as a filmmaker, we have great responsibility to making sure these messages that we convey to a good cause. At least that's my perspective as a filmmaker. So I choose roles that can bring positive messages, positive inspiration to you know, I try to do some good things, right? So and I think that really can come across when you're acting scene. You know, when I was younger, obviously we're still we're constantly in a evolving stage in life, you know. I think that until the day I lost breath, I will forever be a student in humanity in this world, right? So I'm learning all the time, you know, I'm maturing all the time, and I think that it's very important for me, you know, it's the number one and most important values in what I do as an actor, as a martial artist, as a human being.
Just because we're limited with time, I'm not sure around. So, yes, you can decide.
So out of all the different martial artists that you've worked with, who did you learn the most from?
I try to learn everything from everyone and anyone. Filmmaking, another theories I try to stress is, I appreciate you guys love my films. But what you see is not just Donnie Yen's work. It's the work from every single person, including from all the actors to the tea lady or the props. It's team effort. Unfortunately, it's not fair that, you know, we always get the glory. Well, there's a lot of unsung hero behind it making movies. So when I work with my guys, either my fellow actors to my stunt guys, without these team, without your partners, you're not gonna see what you see on films. So, you know, without naming a list, every movie whoever I work with, you know, I try to learn, you know, without a word saying to them, you know, I try to you know, learn as I work with them.
Someone who's got the light there, yeah.
Hi, this is two things. One girlfriend couldn't make it, so Donnie Yen, if you were comfortable after filming, could you take an action pose on stage for us to take a lovely series of photos of you?
Yeah, of course. Well, that's why I'm here.
Good one. Okay, number two.
From the age of heroes, Tang Dynasty, or what have you, what sort of hero do you see yourself being? A beggarly hero, a scholarly one, Confucian-wise, someone from the mountains, trapped in a temple? If you were born
I didn't get that question, in real life, or?
What kind of hero do you picture yourself as?
Oh.
Like, if you're going to pick any kind of hero or kind of character in history, who, or mythology, who would that be?
I don't know, there's a lot of great men in history of mankind, right? I can't, it's not fair to just say one, but then I feel bad. I'm a very,
Pleasing everyone.
I look upon myself as, and I try to live by that each day, to be an honest man. So I can't really say this person, and I would feel bad not mentioning the other person's name. So I think the most, for me, the most inspiring and motivating these individuals are the one that doesn't say anything, just do little things, details, and to give, those for me are the most powerful, and the most for me is we need to be respected too, So I think those are not even like, not the one that saved the planet, to me that's just,
Deep question. Well,
That's too deep.
Okay, and there's someone who is waving their arms there.
I've got a great question.
And you're not waving your arms, so hold on 1 second. I'll get to you second, okay?
Appreciate it.
Yeah, okay.
Hi, Donnie. My name is Tisha. I work as a production designer, and I always notice what a huge role the sets in your film play aesthetically and physically. And I was wondering, how often is it that you would do a take just once? Like if there's something really elaborate that's super expensive, would you do it just once, or do you often have lots of breakaway furniture that you do multiple takes? And what are some of the things that you as an actor and a martial artist help you the most when you're working, and sometimes work against you?
Good question.
I'm trying to digest the.
Well, I mean, one of the things is the film sets are always, especially when they're historical, the attention to detail is incredible. How much of that stuff do you just kind of go through and smash, and how much stuff do you like, okay, we
Well, it's
can't.
dependent on the producer or not. Come on, next take. No, I mean, you have to be reasonable, and you have to be practical, and you have to use your sense, common sense, to make a decision. Even if I'm not the action director, as an actor, you try to be considerate. You don't want to say, hey, can I keep, can I do it again? Can I do this? Can I do this? Like, after 12 hours, 13 hours, everyone wants to go home. I mean, it's all about teamwork, right? You just kind of, you want to do your best, but at the same time, everybody else is doing their best too. So you all have to constantly remind yourself that too. I think that for me, I was fortunate that not only I was acting for many years, but I was also directing, action directing. So I kind of was given the opportunities to appreciate each side of the wall, right? As an actor, you want to be as objective as possible because you have to, because you're really studying your role. But as a filmmaker, you have to be objective. That's objective, and you have to just kind of look at from every angle. And the last question is the martial arts. What was that?
What was the last part of the question there?
So, what are some of the things that have really helped you in terms of a set? Like when you get in, is it something that you, as a martial artist, do you have certain set pieces that you work with frequently?
I don't. As a martial artist, I don't have. The more experience I have in these type of films, the more I'm more open-minded and free spirited about it. I like to improvise a lot. I just like that kind of spontaneous creativity. But of course, granted, I have a lot of experience, and I have to keep myself in relatively decent shape, So when I walk on set, whether I'm the action director or not the action director, I just look at the whole, just kind of look at the whole overall storytelling and the environments, and I make my judgment, and it's kind of like I look at just use music as an example. I'm a musician, right? I know how to play music. I'm an experienced musician. You go into a room, studio, you got the musicians, like in a band, you know, you jam with them. That's what I like to do. I like to jam.
There you go. All right, yeah, so the white shirt there on the aisle, yeah.
Yeah, hi Donnie. It's a pleasure for you to be here. You have a video on YouTube that's fantastic. Like you break down sort of the directing and such. It's pretty good stuff. So on that note, do you find, since you've been at this for a long time, are there things in story or character that Western audiences respond to better than Chinese audiences or Asian audiences in general? Like, are there some major differences and you're like, they don't like that in the West, we're not doing that? Or they really like this over here, we're going to do that? Just curious.
Good questions. By the way, that video that I put together was some years ago, and I think in general, my theories in filmmaking, in general, is similar direction, but obviously throughout the years of variations and progressions, you know, hopefully I can make a new video to share my new philosophies and experience. Right? But as far as West and, you know, I've done a couple of American films. So I can't say I'm really experienced in American films, but hopefully after Star Wars and Triple X, you know, I will have more creative freedom. I think right now the world's getting smaller, and I think generally, I think all audiences appreciate the same thing. The character has to be very. You gotta have that basic elements of what makes that character likable, compassion, righteousness, all that, right? It's just difference of languages.
Thank you.
And we've got someone who's been very patient right up against the side wall there. Yep.
Hey.
Hey man, it's awesome. I have one important question to ask you. Every movie you seem to build up the character of Bruce Lee being introduced over and over. Are we to expect Bruce
Well,
Lee?
you call it right? Well, I tell you, how do I say?
So yes.
No, I can't say yes because I wasn't the director and I wasn't the scriptwriter. I actually put a lot of persuading to Wilson Yip, director, to say, listen, how can Ip Man's getting younger and younger and Bruce Lee's getting older and older? It didn't make sense, right? So, but the story was about Ip Man. We needed some sort of interaction with Bruce Lee because we promised the audience from 1 and part 2 and part 3, we gotta live up that promise. We gotta have him in there, number 1, right? We couldn't find anybody that really can play Bruce Lee. I don't think we can ever find that person. Honestly, you might have been true. I did some Bruce Lee imitation because to pay tribute to Bruce Lee because I'm such a big fan, and I told myself I'm going to do something Bruce Lee related. I better copy him, or why do a Bruce Lee movie? Why call Bruce Lee? If you're going to do Beethoven, you're going to play some symphony in the fifth, all right? So, yes, and then I tried to persuade Bruce and I said, listen, you got to make a, what was his English name? The guy, gentleman that played that was his English name in Event 3. I'm sorry.
Mike Tyson?
No,
the guy that.
My friend, I don't.
The guy who played the goaltender in Shaolin
I
Soccer.
don't call him by his English name.
Oh, yeah.
Danny Chan? Danny?
Yeah.
So I said, you gotta make Danny a little younger. It's just, be outraged by gentlemen like yourself, So that's but I tell you, we almost didn't have that scene in the film. Wilson Yip told me that, this movie is about Ip Man. I don't want to put Bruce Lee in it. And I fought for it. I said, Wilson, you got to put Bruce Lee in it, because the audience will be not happy, they will be pissed if you I said, but it's nothing to do with the story. I said, just put it in there. Finally put it in there. So, you better thank me for that.
Thank you!
So our time is limited here, so unfortunately we can't do any questions, but it's time to get some prizes. You guys like prizes?